First of all, this show is brought to you by, this show being Pick Central, Barstool's Daily Gambling Show, brought to you by the Barstool Sportsbook, the best place to gamble on sports, to enjoy yourself, to have a good time responsibly. It's got picks and parlays from people like Brandon Walker, Big Cat, David Portnoy, and other personalities to follow or fade. You can do that right along. Just follow right along with us. When this stream gets to 500 likes, I will give away Stephen Cheah's handcrafted Boots on the Wood parlay for tonight for Knicks and Lakers. Why is it called Boots on the Wood? Because I will be sitting courtside at Knicks Lakers, and Stephen Cheah has crafted me a parlay. And don't ever make that noise at Stephen Cheah's basketball bets, because they are the best thing at this company.
First of all, I thought that was your bet. I did not know Stephen Cheah was involved.
I literally
thumbs down.
You thought it was my bet. Stephen Cheah wasn't involved. And when I described it to you, it was me saying Stephen Cheah gave me a bet.
I thought it was your bet. That was because of the noise.
Can we go back to the introduction where I said Stephen Cheah has given me a bet, and you thought it was my bet?
I was going off the text message from this
There's
morning.
tons of ways to bet. Daily odds boost, including Big Ev's boost, available tonight. It'd be super great if he were in the room right now to tell us about it. We have live in-game bets, move the line plus teasers, parlay plus to bet within same games or across sports. It's easy to navigate and use this Barstool Sportsbook. The data and content is there to keep you informed. Easy and secure registrations. Apparently wants to talk. More ways to deposit and withdraw. You're talking all over my thing.
You are quite spicy during the ad read.
What? Some guy's taking on a date tonight. He's fucking
Mike
nervous.
was not meant to be hot. Whoever hotted the mic was not meant to.
Who hotted the mic?
I had the mic. I'll admit it.
Download today and create an account. It's got a $1,000 new player bonus. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. You must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. This idiot to my right, as he walked in the room today, the first words he said was, "I have a stat." So I will allow him to give you his stat right now. Continue.
Compliments of Ruben Frank, who is one of the best Eagles reporters out there. There are three of the greatest teams of all time who have the objectively, factually most wins against winning teams during any regular season. Number one, 9-1, if you can remember the 1969 Minnesota Vikings.
Make this a little snappier, a little better.
Number two would be the 2007 New England Patriots. They were 9-1. And this year, Philadelphia Eagles are 9-1 against winning teams.
That's actually a good stat. I'm glad you brought that stat, because I've got a stat for you. 0-2.
Also,
0-2.
You know what? Three of the four teams in the NFC East made the playoffs.
No. Time.
Two of the teams.
0-2. Do you know what that stat refers to?
In 2002,
neither of the teams
0-2 and made it to the NFC Championship.
Neither of the teams you just mentioned to compare the Eagles to won the Super Bowl.
Correct.
So does that stat prove anything?
Well,
what's 0-2?
Neither of those teams he mentioned won the Super Bowl.
Some may say, even though they didn't win the Super Bowl, the 2007 Patriots were the greatest team of all time.
Wait, you're telling me those two teams? You just did a stat where the teams didn't win the Super Bowl?
I am saying.
What does that matter?
I am saying
you
teams.
just told me.
I thought they won the Super Bowl.
You just told me two teams. This is the dumbest stat in the history of the show.
It's not the dumbest stat in the history.
You just told me.
Saying Mickey Mouse rode to the Super Bowl. That's their road to the Super Bowl.
You just told me.
Those two teams were 9-0 until the Super Bowl, and then they lost. That's one loss.
Mickey Mouse because they lost.
The Eagles are going to be 10-1 after the Super Bowl.
They played Mickey Mouse.
You just told me two teams that have records similar to the Eagles. Oh, look at these teams. These are the best three teams ever against winning teams. They didn't win the Super Bowl.
You're something else. You really are.
You are something else.
That's not something
else. That's a crazy stat.
It's a crazy stat because you're just saying that the Eagles haven't beat good teams. They have the most wins against winning teams in NFL history going into the Super Bowl, and then they'll have the most when they're 10-1. Thank you very much. Show's yours, Brandon.
Like they were winning.
And the two teams they're tied with.
Oh, yeah, the undefeated New England Patriots, which most still regard as the greatest team of all time. Sorry.
Nobody. No, I don't think anybody.
Oh, I think some people do.
No.
I think some people
do.
I think
that you cannot be the greatest team of all time if you didn't win the Super Bowl. Period. Done. No.
Fact.
You say there's people. You say there's.
I say people still claim it.
You say there's people out in the world that say that's the greatest team of all time.
Yeah, there's people out there.
You have. We're 5 minutes in the show. You've embarrassed yourself twice.
There are people out there who could say and claim
absolutely
that the 2007
not. You
Patriots
cannot. No.
are the best team of all time. They lost to a Giants who had a better game. Yeah, great.
Giants are the best team that year.
You can't claim the greatest of all time if you didn't win a championship.
So it's like Kentucky one of the best
2015 Kentucky's the greatest basketball team of all time.
but they lost because Duke won the championship?
One of.
No. They lost.
Make the
You
claim.
won't start the show.
I'm not going to make the claim.
We'll start the show over.
I'm not going to make the claim.
I can't believe you came with a stat where the teams didn't win the Super Bowl. I thought that was implied. That's crazy. Not even one of them won. They both lost. You really get me, man.
You're regretting this now, aren't
I'm
you?
not regretting anything.
You came in. I mean, chest was all out.
Wait. Let's.
Okay.
Big Ev's about to sit down. Let's just tell.
I want you to
him
just do the stat again.
this stat. Big Ev, sit your ass down.
Come
We
here,
got to tell you
come here,
this
big
stat.
boy. We got it hot in here today. Yeah, come in here. Sit down now.
The best part was Smitty walked in pre-show.
Sorry,
He's
I'm
just
late.
like,
It was
I got a
basketball's fault.
stat.
I got a stat. Smitty walked in today, chest all out, and he said, I got a stat. And now he's going to tell you the stat right now. Don't read it. Take it off screen, please.
So there are 3 teams in NFL history who have the most wins against winning teams. 1969 Vikings, which Brandon remembers, 9-1. 2007 Patriots, 9-1, and the Eagles are 9-1 heading into the Super Bowl.
Well, you know what
Hold
happened.
on.
7 Super Bowls are losers. 7 Patriots are losers.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Maybe the greatest losers of all time.
Now
We'll see
these
what happens after the Super Bowl.
now these 2 teams he just mentioned to say how good the Eagles are, neither one won the Super Bowl.
Both lost.
Yeah, that stinks.
Bet against.
That's a horrible stat.
Not a horrible stat. You're saying okay? Did the 2007 Patriots have a Mickey Mouse road to the Super Bowl, or they beat everybody they fucking played?
They didn't
well,
beat
not
everyone
everybody.
they played, though.
I got a stat.
Go ahead.
Teams that enter the Super Bowl with the losing against the spread record, 1-6-1 against the spread all time. Do you know who has a losing against the spread record coming into the game?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs.
There's a fucking stat.
That's a lot better stat.
That's a
than what-
stat I would be like, okay, I'm a little nervous.
I actually saw that stat was posted on our.
That's a very good stat.
The Rams were the first team to ever win the Super Bowl with the losing against
So
the
it
spread
just happened
record
last year?
It was 0-7 going
That's
into
good,
last
though.
year.
At least it was recent.
It's still
No,
1-7.
I
1-7
that
straight
means
up all
it's
time.
not due. Like
So everyone
Oh,
should
it's
bet
not
the Eagles
due.
money.
Oh, but it's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's literally 1-0 in the last one.
Right. It's on a streak.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, because there is a thing like.
Hold on. Oh, I got one more thing for you.
Go ahead.
You think that was all I had for you?
Oh, please, more.
This one said a lot of people consider the 2007.
A lot of people can claim.
A lot of people claim the 2007 New England Patriots are still the greatest team of all time,
One of the greatest teams.
even though they didn't win the Super Bowl.
So what does that make the Giants?
The best team,
Great team.
to
Best
ever
team ever?
play. No, like to ever play the sport. That's basically
You
what it
can't
is.
have a claim to greatest team
No, it
ever
is.
if you didn't win the Super Bowl.
Sure, that'd be like the 73-9 Warriors and the best team ever. They lost the finals.
We said Kentucky in 2015.
2015
Yeah,
Kentucky.
they lost.
Lost.
They lost to Wisconsin.
Well,
They
final-
lost to the team that didn't even win the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look at me. I'm not
You're the
saying
one
I
that brought
claim
them
that.
stats in.
I don't claim that. I'm saying people do claim that.
But who?
People.
I don't think.
Name one.
Even as arrogant as Patriots fans can be, I don't think I've ever heard one of them claim that was their best team.
That was
Well, they-
easily their best team.
They have an embarrassment of wins. So they can claim like this team's the best team or that team's the best team. One of the other Super Bowl wins.
You didn't say that one of the best Patriots teams. You said one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah, people will claim that.
No, they won't. You're just saying people they don't exist.
They do.
Hey boys, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I believe Marty is entering day 4 of his ladder bet challenge. And this
boy,
is
Marty.
where he bet $10 on first day, $20 second day, $40 third day. So today would be an $80 bet.
$8 bet.
Today, so you're 3-0.
It was a sweat last night. The Warriors really. Mine was the Warriors. Texas Tech was.
There's sweats everywhere.
I didn't sweat once. That was, come on, 23 points down 23. I knew.
Actually, I wouldn't even claim I sweat. I turned it off.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a sweat.
And then literally I was watching the Texas Baylor game, sweating that out as well. They showed they were only down 5, and I was like, you know what? Good things happen, so I turned the game off. I'm not watching anymore. And I just sat and I just turned the Gamecast back on.
Well, they were
All of a
down.
sudden they were down 20 plus in the second
They were
half.
down 23 in the second half. They came back and won.
Yeah, I
tied
texted
it.
Big Ev. I was like, the fact that we even have a chance in overtime to win this is insane. That's why I was saying.
That was when I realized it was overtime. I turned it off. I was like, good things are happening. I'm not watching it. I'm not paying attention.
good
12 is not for the faint of heart.
That's a good, well-coached
Texas
team
Tech-
right there.
Texas Tech is 0-8. Was 0-8 in the Big
Yeah.
12, and that's how good the Big 12 is.
They're the worst team in the Big 12, and I think they could give. They went on the road to LSU and smashed them.
Huh. Not everybody's built for the SEC Big 12 challenge. It's rough out there. My team is, but it's,
The SEC was like was the only good win, really.
that's fine.
No, it's good.
That's exactly how I like to live my life.
fair.
Exactly.
If every SEC team could lose but mine, I'm living good.
You and Tennessee were the only ones.
Yeah.
All right, so if we can get this to 500 likes, this stream to 500 likes, Stephen Cheah will walk in and bless us with my boots on the ground, my boots on the wood parlay for tonight.
We're at 117 right now. 117.
That's shitty. I need 500 likes so Stephen Cheah can come in here and give us my boots on the wood parlay that I can bless the people with.
Before you leave us and fucking go to Chicago, we need to do like a punishment type of bet, so where like people get excited about the show.
Okay, what punishment do you have in mind?
I don't know, but I'm saying even like I saw part of my take that they're doing like the bowling thing. It's just something
Shave
that's
your beard?
No, something not that will
Right.
that will be like something
Won't
athletic.
alter your physical being.
Would you shave your head, Brandon?
No. I just wouldn't.
Yeah,
We've been through that
down
with Marty
road.
already.
I don't
yeah.
need to do
Marty
that
cheated
again.
it. There's no one out there.
Didn't cheat.
Well, you did, but that's
Didn't
okay.
shave your head, but it's okay.
I
That
wouldn't.
was, you know whose fault that was.
I wouldn't shave my head either.
Remember whose fault that was?
Don't worry. Can we not bring that up?
You don't remember whose it was?
I don't remember whose fault it was.
I don't remember either now.
Remember Dana? It was like 2 weeks after it happened, and
Oh.
Dana's like. But don't you think though we should do something?
Yeah, we should.
I
do
feel like we
something.
say it. That
Physical?
We need to finally have like a sit down and talk about it.
A half
At some
marathon.
point.
Let's get you to a mile first.
I don't hate a half.
We
marathon.
the people have seen you try to run a mile on a treadmill.
That's why it's a punishment.
Yeah, but I don't want to kill you.
I didn't say you.
I don't want the punishment to be
I didn't
capital
say you had to
punishment.
run a
I
half
want it to be
marathon.
death.
You don't have to. I mean,
I didn't say you had to run a half marathon. I said you had to do a half marathon.
physically, I don't think that'd be possible for any of us to.
Or maybe
Marty.
what was the walk to Starkville to
To Oxford.
Oxford?
That's 100 miles.
That was gonna.
That's
be
a good one. I think that's a good one.
99 miles from here to Philly. Thought about that one before.
Yeah, you're just walking on the side of like the turnpike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just the problem. That's the
yeah,
problem.
that's
Someone's gonna die.
yeah.
You could go down the railroad tracks.
The half marathon on a treadmill isn't a terrible idea. For who comes in last? For
14
the,
miles on a treadmill.
who comes in last for the month?
Yeah.
At last place.
you have to
Next
walk the
month.
number of units you go down.
It does start next month.
That's not a horrible idea.
Walk the number of units. That could be.
That could get really
half
ugly.
marathon.
That could get really ugly. that could be 30 plus.
Be bad.
That's more than a marathon. Holy fuck.
That could be real bad.
That way, there's no. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there's no. At the end of the month, you just stack a bunch of. You just stack an NHL
because
game,
it's
a team to
fair.
win by shutout, and then all of a sudden you're down to like 60
So
units.
if we do this, we're adding Bosco and Mintz back just so we have the two worst come back.
I'd be open to that, yes.
Super Bowl. Line's down to 1.5. Moved a half a point.
It's going to be around there.
It did jump too though. From the opening was a pick 'em.
I was looking at it this morning though when I was putting in all the scores for the ticker. It's still at 2 on the Barstool Sports book.
You sure?
Yeah, that's what I saw this morning.
I don't think it's going to go above 2.5, and it's not going to.
I don't think it's not gonna go.
I think it's going to be a pick 'em by game time.
Yeah.
I think it'll be.
At least like
see.
one at most, I think.
I mean, according to you,
plus-
it should be minus 12.5 Chiefs.
It's plus
I've
1.5.
never said that.
It is
You're
1.5.
talking.
Yeah, it's 1.5.
1.5.
If you give me plus Mahomes, I'm going.
Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I will say this. I mean,
Yeah.
bet-
100%.
Correct.
Yeah. Look at me.
betting against Mahomes has been like an absolute
Mahomes and
cash
Andy
cow in
Reid.
his career. That's just a fact.
I mean, he's won us.
Betting, I'm saying like against the spread, betting against just the Chiefs in his tenure has been very profitable.
Has he ever been? When's the last time he's been an underdog?
Well, they had that year last year where they were really good and just never covered spreads.
But this year they were 7, including the
Because they
playoffs.
get
They were
overvalued.
7-11-1 against the spread.
They get
this year.
very overvalued. They're like
Yeah.
they're the Duke of basketball and like that. Like that's but plus
Yeah, you
1.5.
allow teams to hang around
When's the last time that he's been an underdog?
and lose to the Colts.
Well,
That's actually a good. I think he has like as good as a dog to counter that, but just in general against the spread, he's not like fantastic.
I think it's like he's only been underdog like 8 or 9 times.
I think he's
7
he's
and
won
1
a
and
lot of
1.
them. Yeah, I know he's been good in those spots, but
Brandon,
Yeah.
that's a good stat.
That's a great stat. We're unearthing some stats here.
Yeah, as a starter, 7-1-1 against the spread, 6-3 straight up.
Deep.
I have another stat. The only league championship game that Jalen Hurts has ever started in, or the only fall national, whatever, the big championship, the only one he's ever started in, he got benched because he was so bad.
What happened to the one where he came off the bench?
That was just his conference championship. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Small
He did, though.
potatoes.
See
Did get
Devontae
benched.
Smith's championship records?
I'm not familiar. Does he play for the Eagles?
Yes, he plays for the Eagles. State
we
championship.
don't have
high
to.
school.
We don't have to talk about those. The college one.
Went batshit, and then in college.
I have nightmares of Tough Moreland chasing him 20 yards behind.
Well, he didn't. Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
When I think of Devontae Smith, I think of the other one because he's the one that caught the second 26 pass from Tua.
Yeah, I do think about. I don't think about that one first. Unfortunately, I wish I.
Stephen Cheah has arrived. Right. Well, he told me he'd be here at 12:15. It is 12:16. That is one very, very big disappointment. Stephen Cheah, before you get going, you like the NFL, I believe.
Can you confirm?
Smitty walked in here with a stat today.
Let me hear it.
I would like to give it to you. Smitty said, and I quote, the Eagles, the 3 teams in the history of the NFL with the most wins against teams with winning records are the 1969 Minnesota Vikings, the 2007 New England Patriots, and now the 2022 Eagles.
All 9-1.
All 9-1 against winning teams. Isn't that impressive?
The latter, or the former of the two, their one loss came in this.
Isn't that impressive?
I mean, the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So
And neither did the Vikings.
Neither did the other one.
Yeah, but if you're saying Mickey Mouse road to the Super Bowl, the Eagles have beaten 9 winning teams. It's an all-time record to the Super Bowl. That was the point.
Hang the
I'm
banner.
attempting to get at.
Just
I'm
accept.
not saying hang the banner. I'm saying
You walked in
this
here.
team's a little better than people thought.
You played your schedule. You played who you had to play. You won. Good for you. It was a little bit of Mickey Mouse. I think you have to.
the
both.
division was very good.
I don't think the regular season road is a problem at all, but the playoff road
Oh.
has been a lot easier than most playoff roads are.
I know the Eagles knocked out 2 quarterbacks for the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe you should have blocked the best pass
third and
rushing
fourth-
team in the
third and
history of the
It was the
NFL.
3rd and 4th string as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you knocked out there.
Mhm.
They were already on their backup.
Well, but Brock Purdy's the greatest thing since Jesus Christ, apparently, according to Brock Purdy.
According to Brock Purdy, when did he say that?
I don't know. We're all one of God, apparently.
There was only one person on the show that said Brock Purdy was not the 8th best quarterback in the divisional round.
That is true.
That's just so he could get in his Dak Prescott dig.
No, maybe it's objectively fact because it was.
I don't know. I'm still not taking.
Are you
Still not taking Brock Purdy over.
Mr. Patrick Mahomes hater for not sure reason? Are you?
Dynamite. Well said, Mark.
Are you 100% no chance you don't bet on the Chiefs?
All right, so I did some soul search. I'm gonna answer the question for you. I did some soul searching last night.
Oh, that's good.
He's Team Chiefs by this game.
No, I don't think
I can
so.
see it. You're going to flip. You're going
No, but hear me out though. I did some soul searching last night. I realized I can't keep doing this to myself. He's so good and so young. I will just hate myself forever.
For a long.
Like I'm signing up for like the next 15 years of just misery.
Yeah.
And just being mad and annoyed. However, you guys, it'll just say I'm biased, so it doesn't matter. I just think the Eagles are going to match up good with them with the offensive defensive line. They have the most sacks ever, good old line. I think there's a reason they're favorites. You think they want to just easily slap a -3 on Mahomes here?
Okay.
There's a reason the Eagles. It started to pick them. It immediately the smart people bet first. It jumped to Eagles -2.
Now,
Also bet last.
I think there's a reason. That's fair. That's a good point as well. But I just think that there's a reason the Eagles are favored. Even when you said yourself, and I agree with you, that Chiefs are usually a little overvalued. I just think the Eagles are the more complete team. They obviously have the better quarterback. They're more explosive.
Chiefs has a better quarterback.
Yeah, Chiefs obviously have the better quarterback. But I just think the Eagles are the more complete, all around football team.
All right, now
That's what I truly, honestly think.
I'm going to let Stephen
hate the
Cheah
Eagles.
do it. How many likes are we at?
We are at 276.
That's
Over halfway.
We need
That's
a,
over halfway. We need
a few more.
a storm of likes real quick. Please, you're watching the show anyway. Why not just like it?
So who is this?
1 like equals 1 hatred from Marty. How about that?
That's true.
Hold on, I want to just introduce this to the conversation.
Okay.
Stephen Cheah, yesterday on the Yak, took a stand on who's going to win this game, and he believes one of these teams is going to win by double digits.
Wow.
Who is that team?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Why?
That's crazy.
Defense wins championships. Running the football. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to act surprised when the Eagles just rush 4 and drop 7, and it's like, oh, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have that many avenues to throw the ball. It's like, all right, Travis Kelce is a great weapon, first ballot Hall of Famer. Chris Jones is a great player on defense. All right, like the Eagles are still going to run the ball. They're going to have success doing it. The 49ers couldn't stop them. What makes you think the Chiefs are going
I
to?
said the same thing.
Best rush defense in the NFL.
How did Joe Mixon do?
Defense in the NFL.
I feel like
Great, but that's not the Eagles.
Joe Mixon had
There-
a
but that-
fantastic one against the Bills. He
That
won
all,
against
but their
the
offensive
string
line is
offensive line.
horrible.
I'm just telling you, Joe Mixon did nothing against Chiefs.
I feel-
So it doesn't matter who the running backs are. You put Kenny Gainwell.
I understand.
I feel like the 49ers'
Same thing.
complete inability to do anything on offense at all really hurt that defense's ability to stop that offense. I mean, it was never an explosive play that got him other than Devontae Smith catch. It should have been a catch. It was just a long, slow bleed that their offense didn't help at all, and the Chiefs' offense will help.
You can have the best defense in the entire world. You can put every all-star defense on the field, but if you're on the field for 35 minutes, you're going to let up touchdowns. You're going to get tired. That's what they did, the 49ers. The 49ers kept the Eagles to it should have been 14-7 in the first half. And that was with Brock Purdy throwing the ball twice.
That was with Devontae Smith, them getting a touchdown they shouldn't have gotten.
Yeah. And that's with the offense throwing the ball twice. Like I just think that double digits you think they win by?
Yeah.
That's
You
nuts.
gonna bet that? You gonna move to like 10?
Honestly, if you think about it, think about the Super Bowl against the Bucks. Like, imagine someone told you they'd lose that game 31-9. You'd say no way.
Yeah.
They said they held them to
Better offensive line.
Of course, but held them to 9 points.
Y'all know how many total offensive yards the Eagles had the other day against the Niners?
They didn't need to get more offensive yards. I mean, you were bringing up stats that are fucking.
Oh, I'm sorry for bringing up stats.
No, but
No. I'm asking a question.
they're not fair
275.
stats.
They had 269 total yards,
pretty
and
close.
they scored 31 points. Like, that's not a lot of yards. That's not a lot of explosiveness. That's like the game situation dictated the 31 points a lot more than Philadelphia's offensive efficiency dictated those points.
We can argue
Yeah,
that.
and that's what kept the yards down.
But 31 points is also 31 points at the end of the day. That's
I understand, but that's not repeatable. 31 points on 269 is not very repeatable.
how many did they get against the Giants?
A lot.
A lot, like 400.
The Giants are not on the.
We're
on
talking
the-
We're not.
about
The
teams
the
that
Giants
not
aren't
on the level of the
Giants aren't the Eagles.
We
Whose
obviously
defense is
were
better?
kidding.
Or the
Giants or
can't
KC?
choose.
The Giants or KC? I feel like KC's defense is better.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably pretty close, right? Somewhat comparable.
I don't think it's crazy off.
But again,
Yeah.
that was our defense on the field for the entire time.
So what do you
don't think
think
the
Eagles
Chiefs
are
will
just
be?
gonna-
No, because the Chiefs' offense has the.
I mean, Mahomes is going to be able to
Stop.
possess the ball.
Yeah, like he's
lot
not
better
gonna
than the
go, be
Niners
going
did.
3 and out all the time.
Don't you think that plays a role at all?
It's
If you're running,
Certainly, he's a
if you're
better
running the
quarterback.
Philly special 5 years past its prime.
You
I would
guys
say- well,
keep
I
saying-
say
they
this-
keep saying like Mahomes and Kelsey's really good, but it's like no, they are really good. Like they are going to get their way. Where the Giants and the 49ers were not.
But you guys are acting
gonna
like they
have
just
it
win the Super Bowl every year. Like they just go in, they just beat everybody all the time.
But the no, I'm not.
Kinda.
I don't think he is
Oh,
either.
no.
I thought a little bit the way you're just like you're.
No, but you got because they keep Eagles fans just keep saying yes, we understand they're really good, but we have this to
And
counter.
people have
which,
revision.
yes.
I mean, you guys have revisionist history. I mean, yeah, you're biased. You're going to blow the Giants a little bit harder, but people were actually betting the Giants to at least cover and possibly win that playoff
The
game.
number was
Oh, for
also
sure,
big. The number
for
was-
sure.
I'm also the biggest biased person in the entire world, and I know that. Like I was behind the scenes, we were scared as shit. I knew we were good. It was not going to be
Say,
good.
one last question before we get to your boots on the wood parlay.
No.
445 likes, by the way. 445.
Let's keep. I can keep talking football.
Okay, well, I got this question.
Yep.
Smitty's gonna he's gonna do all that shit, but
Wait, what am I going to do?
is there any concern Jalen Hurts is in the Super Bowl?
Yep.
In the playoffs, He hasn't had to do a goddamn thing yet. He hasn't had to. Against the Giants, he didn't have to do anything. He threw for like 200 yards, maybe 1 touchdown, no touchdowns. Against the Niners, he really didn't have to do anything. 121 yards, no touchdowns. Him and A.J. Brown have not had a connection in these 2 playoff games. That's just a fact.
Missed him real bad a couple times.
Yeah. So is he just magically going to be a difference maker in the Super Bowl when he hasn't needed to be in the playoffs? It's a question. It's a question I'm asking.
You could argue he's going against the worst defense he's faced in the playoffs. We talked Giants.
I don't know, man. I mean, that defensive line is good. They made Burrow's life a living hell.
But his offensive line is horrible.
Yeah, that offensive line's bad.
Quick counterpoint to you saying Jalen Hurts isn't doing anything. Passing the ball, no, he has been underwhelming compared to what he did during the regular season. But going into the playoffs, I said that there was one thing that was most important with him coming back from injury going to the playoffs, and that is the threat of him running the ball. Not him going off for, 15 for 120, the threat of him being able to lower the shoulder and just them call design runs, because that opens up the passing game way too much. And he has shown that he is healthy enough to be able to do that.
There's some more. Like, I'm looking at the Eagles. I'm just looking at stats. I'm just looking at the numbers that they put on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They overwhelmed the Niners with the running game, right? They averaged 3.4 yards a carry.
I mean, they were pretty much taking knees in the second half. We watched that game.
Stephen Cheah, I've one number for you.
Well, I hope it's as good as this first one.
69-14.
Yeah, but you're doing, and it's just like
69,
That's the
that's
scores
the
for
two.
combined.
you know who you.
The Giants are not good, and the Niners were half a team.
And Brandon,
You
Brandon
can't.
Walker
Like, I'm not
was
saying
right side.
the Eagles shouldn't apologize for who they played, but Brock Purdy threw the ball twice.
That's the only defense anybody has or knock against the Eagles.
That is a
That's a
big
good
it's a
defense where
I
it's
don't
like
think so. I think the Eagles are far and away more talented from top to bottom than the Chiefs, other than
agree with that.
Mahomes,
Deeper.
Yes.
in which
Far
you
and
have
away.
the number 2.
Yes.
I'm saying look
Quarterback in the
how
league.
deep their
defense.
pass rush is insane.
Brandon. I just think
Their
that
corners are
usually-
insane.
Only team in NFL history with 4 players above 10 sacks.
I usually
they
think-
missed the overall mark for all-time sacks by like 2, which was held by the Bears in like 84.
This
think
is
when
like
you have
every
more-
championship formula.
When you
You know
have
what the
more,
Bears didn't do in '84?
When you have more All Pros, usually it's better.
Win the Super Bowl.
But it's not all pros.
Isn't
It's
that-
just a deeper roster.
Usually, when you have more All Pros,
No.
you got better at the position.
Well, the Pro Bowlers, it's the Eagles have 8 and the Chiefs have
Okay,
7.
let's throw away the Pro Bowl argument. Anyway, Mr. Trubisky made a Pro Bowl, so did fucking.
Can we
Taylor
just
Huntley.
run?
I gave you a stat where you had more Pro Bowlers. Why are you mad?
Because it's an erroneous.
Oh no, we'll
stat.
throw it out. We'll throw it out.
Fine, it's gone.
Brandon, do you know who the AFC quarterbacks are for the Pro Bowl now?
Tyler Huntley's in there, right?
Yeah, it's Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, who's probably he deserves it. And then Tyler
But
Huntley.
they're also playing flag football,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter anymore.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters anymore. Are we at 500 likes?
But I think Smitty.
481.
I don't you think that we have to bring up like who they've like.
It's the only thing you have.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, but yeah.
That's a big fucking thing.
I don't think
The
it's
Chiefs,
as much as you think.
the Chiefs are fucking played the Bengals, right? It came down to Patrick Mahomes, and he got it done. He just
I
did.
hate that Smitty is our Philadelphia representative. Me too, Seamus. Come up and take my job.
You're using that as a knock.
Seamus,
and it's
you're
really
invited
just an
to
unknown.
come.
You're using that
But an unknown is a knock, though, where it's like you're
But not necessarily.
The Chiefs have been
not
tested.
necessarily.
The Chiefs have been tested completely. The Eagles haven't. You know, when it comes down to crunch time, the Chiefs have been there, done it, and he's also won one of these.
But I just hate looking at the score 31-7 and saying, "Oh, the Eagles are
But they're
dominant."
dominating when it's
They
not
didn't
true.
dominate an actual team.
530 likes.
We went.
Well, that's why I think it's an interesting Super Bowl, because it's the 2 best teams that we know. I'm not knocking the Eagles at all, but you have to talk about what actually has happened.
My bet is ultimately going to boil down to one thing: Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great, and he will not retire with one Super Bowl. And when he keeps getting here, he's gonna win them. And he's already he's 1-1 in Super Bowls.
1-1.
Yeah.
1-1. Falling to 1-2 starts to tarnish him a little bit. It starts to make is he LeBron, stuff like that.
Yep.
I think he's gonna win it.
It'll be a
And
good.
I think he's the best. I think
he's going to have to play an unbelievable game to win the Super Bowl.
he's got that in the bag.
yeah.
And he's going to need help.
And it'll be a good little season for Jalen Hurts when he did.
Now, do you know, are the receivers
I knew that was going to
The
come.
are
health
receivers getting
status?
healthy?
We'll see. I mean, it's very early. It's Tuesday, so
2 weeks though.
yeah, certainly. The two bets I made. So we were all watching the games together on Sunday. The 2 bets I made as I was leaving the house was Eagles at the time, they were, I think it was a pick 'em or a -1. It took a money line. And then Miles Sanders MVP 30-1. I like betting on long shot MVPs for the Super Bowl.
I like that
30
one.
to
I don't
1.
hate it.
I have 2 long shots: AJ Brown at 16-1, and
They opened 25-1.
Chris Jones at 40-1.
I mean, with Miles Sanders.
If Chris Jones wrecks shop,
yeah.
and that's my guy,
Yeah, you got it.
40-1.
Kenny Gainwell's 50-1.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Miles Sanders. Like, he might get 2 touchdowns, but it's going to be on 7 carries for 80 yards.
But that's
They're
also.
running him 7 times.
But again, Smitty,
They spread the ball out way too much. They haven't given him the ball more than 10 times in, like, past 10
if
games.
you had to pick an offensive MVP for like Sunday, you would have picked Miles Sanders, and he had like 5 carries.
You're a dummy. Sorry. His carries the
I'm a
last
dummy
few
or
games.
he's a dummy?
Smitty. His carries the last few games. 11, 17, 11, 12, 21, 11, 17, 10.
It doesn't
21.
seem. It doesn't seem like they
Stats haven't worked out great for you.
They could have given the ball 50 times. Well, that just shows how dominant their rush game is. Because when Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell are on top of how much production Miles Sanders is getting.
All right.
You don't think that they're gonna really, really hone in on that and make Jalen Hurts throw the ball? Like, you don't
No.
think they all know that?
But think about it, every single team has known that, and they can't do a damn thing about it.
What teams?
Like every team they've played. Look how good they've been. Like they've been able to. There's not one team that stopped the run. Not one. And they played much better defensive lines than
Saints did.
with Gardner Minshew. Like on what fluke?
Okay.
I mean, that's
the run.
It's a run.
Here we go.
What?
We're on, like, one
whenever we
You're the one that said.
whenever we fucking
no.
counter, you guys
Oh my
just
God.
say this.
Now I'm gonna. I cannot. You guys are look so fucking.
You're the one that said every team, and all you did was say a
Yeah,
team.
they the
And now you're
team
getting mad at him.
Sure. All right.
That was on you, not
No,
him.
it wasn't.
Whenever I counter to you guys just yell at me.
Literally every game.
I just think you guys are
He
falling.
doesn't believe me. He's carried the ball
Total
10 or more
Just
times in
doesn't
every
seem
game
like
except
it.
one. Where
I don't know what the best. I don't know what the best defensive stat is. I'm sure there's some advanced analytics, right? But just going on total defense yards allowed per game. Okay, the Eagles are number.
Good there.
The Eagles are number 1 in the league. They average. They're giving up less than 200 yards a game, which is insane. The Chiefs are 5th.
So an 11 and 12, that's close to.
The Chiefs are 5th behind the Ravens, the Niners, the Bills, and then the Chiefs.
I would care way more about points
I
defense.
understand, but like I said, I don't really know the best way to do it, but that's a stat that exists, and they're not a scrub defensively.
Sure, I don't think they're a scrub defensively. I think that they're right on par with the Giants.
They're 12 spots ahead of the Giants.
Okay. In terms of yardage, that's fine.
Okay,
Idiot.
are you okay?
Sorry.
Well, if I get called an idiot because I say he doesn't get the ball more than 10 times, and 5 out of the 6 games it's 11 and 12, like he gets an idiot for being 12 off.
Every game but one, he's at double-digit carries.
Yeah, 11 and 12. It's like almost 10.
Smitty, you were wrong.
I was wrong.
I
Yeah.
think both of them
But
are
he
very
gets an
wrong.
idiot for
12 and
being
5
12.
is very different.
Yeah.
Giants at 12.
I don't know if this week has been the best version of Smitty or the worst.
I'm
One of them.
By far the best.
Welcome to
By
my
far
life.
the best.
Oh, I
be
got
the
it.
best.
We're about to do Stephen Cheah's prop for or parlay for today that I will be representing. But I got to tell you about the NASCAR shootout in the Coliseum in L.A. this weekend. The Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum returns to L.A. this Sunday, February 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain. What time is that in London, Marty?
6 hours before us. Rubbers Racing's also back.
More than 20 of the best NASCAR Cup Series drivers will compete on the quarter-mile track. Purpose-built in less than 50 days, Rubbin' Racing is back. We've had a lot of drivers in here lately.
Like,
Jimmy Johnson was in here.
we get the best. We get like if it was like Patrick Mahomes wins the Super
We get the creme de la creme of NASCAR drivers. Kicking off NASCAR's 75th season, the Clash features a pre-race concert by
I don't know. Who is it?
Cypress Hill.
Insane in the Membrane.
Insane in the Brain. And a race break performance from Wiz Khalifa. Two acts that you immediately associate with NASCAR. Tune into the Clash on February 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. It is the Clash at the Coliseum NASCAR. It's one hell of an event. All right. Tonight, I am going on my date with Jinx from the Yak. This is a Yak thing.
Is that just like your friend?
It's just a super fan.
Yeah, me offering
that,
to the Knicks.
that got in the DMs of Stephen Cheah a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, you want to go to the Knicks game? He went last week, and he sat second row,
Yep.
right?
So he's the sugar daddy of the
Yeah, sugar daddy.
That's
Pretty much.
awesome.
Yeah.
Got Knicks season tickets
He's got access to them.
Yeah, they're
Some, yeah.
on the wood.
Anyway,
Hey, you were second row, you were first row?
I'm courtside tonight.
That's fucked up.
Would you take Knicks floor seats from anybody who offered to you?
yes. If anyone
my answer is yes.
I would too.
And
It's in my dream
on
to
the
sit
floor?
for the Knicks game.
yeah.
Bucket list.
So if a Saudi prince comes and
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, they'd have great seats.
Absolutely.
Close, yeah. Bring me whatever.
I think
I'd wear the thing.
I think I'd go with that Chechen guy they were talking shit about. UFC, I'd go with anybody, literally anybody. Yes, easily. I don't give a fuck.
So
Get in my DMs.
tonight,
Knicks bucket list.
I'm going to the Lakers Knicks, sitting courtside.
Yep.
But I'm not just going. I'm taking a Stephen Cheah parlay with me.
Yeah. Well, I know that you're going to the game, and it's a different.
Always more fun to have a little action.
Yeah.
So you gave me a boots on the wood parlay.
Yep.
What is it?
So it's 2 plays. In full transparency, we made these before the Lakers lines were out, but I still like these plays. It is Julius Randle over 4.5 assists. He's broken this number in 4 of his last 5 games versus his former team. He's averaging 5.4 assists per game. And Julius Randle over 2.5 threes. He's made 14 threes in his last 3 games. He's averaging 9.4 attempts in his last 5. I always like taking Julius Randle threes when they're 2.5. So that's a play today.
So I'm on the
plus
Julius
285.
Randle train.
Who did they play when you went?
Cleveland. I asked for
Okay, that's
my first choice was Indiana. My second choice was Cleveland.
first choice was the Pacers.
Why?
That's a bad
Because
choice.
our forwards do really well rebounding the ball against the Pacers, and I was going to bet Julius Randle boards. It's just
That's why.
I love that. That's a business decision.
Stephen Cheah only thinks about numbers.
I respect that. He's thinking about money.
Brandon picks the Lakers, and you pick the Pacers because the power forwards.
I ended up.
LeBron gonna play?
I ended up. He is. I ended up actually
good for
going
you.
to that game, and I think he had 9 rebounds in the first quarter. It was like one of the best bets.
The last time I went to
Yeah,
a Knicks
because
game,
LeBron didn't play yesterday, right?
Oh, he sat out so he can play today.
last time I went to a Knicks game, the Knicks had 52 points at the end of the third quarter.
Jesus Christ.
They lost to the Pelicans by
I've only been
like
to
40.
I've only been to one Knicks game, and Terrence Ross destroyed him in the fourth quarter, and the Magic beat him.
Friend
I
of the
went
program,
once
right?
too, yeah, and it was against the Magic. It was the worst basketball game I've ever watched, and I've never been back.
You've only in your life you've been to one Knicks game?
I've probably been. I've just never been a Knicks fan. I like going to the
Oh.
games, just.
Oh, you should tweet that official play out.
Oh, I would,
Okay.
you maybe wait till the end of the show when I get.
I like your hat, by the way, Steven.
Oh, thank you. This is on sale now. The new Trust the Data hat. We got white and black.
I like it a
Nice
lot better
little-
in the white.
Do you?
No, I like
Oh,
the
brand
black.
here?
You like the black?
The one I like the black one a lot.
You can choose.
I like the white
Black
one.
one's like a cool nerd. This one's a little more of a.
Is it weird that I
nerdier
like
hat.
the white and more the dad hat, but I like the black and like the snapback?
Yeah, it's available both in dad hat and snap.
Is that what it says? Dad hat?
Yeah, it's called a dad hat. This is the type of. That's just the name of the type of hat.
I didn't know that. There's a
Yeah,
type of
dad hat.
called a
Yeah,
dad hat?
dad hat.
I didn't know that either.
Okay, that's a dad hat or a
Yes,
snapback?
that's a dad hat.
I like dad hats a little bit better.
That's a snapback. What Marty's wearing.
What's your back hat look like? Has it got that little clip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I hate those.
Yeah, I can't do the
I
clip.
got to do the buttons. Yeah. Although
You're not a hat guy.
my head's too big. I'd have to undo all the buttons. I can't wear a hat.
What's your fitted hat size? Is that 2 personal?
8.
Above 8?
You got to 8. Holy shit!
Big
Fucking
dome.
melon. What are you?
7 and like 3/4, 7 5/8.
It's a fucking
something.
melon.
Big, but not like
Actually, I don't know what my size is. All I know is
massive, man.
7 and
It's gotta be
7.
like 3 sizes.
7 and 7/8 is too small.
Yeah, 7. 8, yeah, I'm like a 7 5.
I've always struggled with the fractions when it comes to that.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, it was like when they always ask your hat size, like baseball and stuff. It was the worst.
All right, Steven, you can go if you like or stay.
Actually, Booze asked me to talk about this. Can we talk about some first basket? Do you bet first basket?
Yeah, we will talk first basket as soon as I tell you about the delicious food at Omaha Steaks.
Ooh, we met them. Very nice people.
Yeah, we did meet them. Yeah, fantastic people. They were here in the office touring last week. Omaha Steaks, the juiciest, tenderest steaks. Tenderest is definitely not a word, but you know exactly what I'm saying. The quality, convenience, and everything you need to deliver an unforgettable experience I got some Omaha steaks for the holidays, and we had the mother-in-law up, and we all had steaks for around Christmas. It was delicious. It was wonderful. They don't just have steaks though. They got burgers, they got comfort meals, they got all these great things. Kick off 2023 with more flavor, more savings. Omaha Steaks makes it easy to stock up on all your favorites. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code PICKS, P-I-C-K-S, at checkout. Get $30 off your order. Save up to 55% on select Omaha Steaks customer favorites. Buy more and save more when you stock up on these mouthwatering items. They've got perfectly aged tender steaks to juicy burgers, decadent desserts, and classic comfort meals. Every bite is guaranteed perfect. Is there anything in the world that can be decadent that isn't a dessert? I feel like every time I hear the word decadent, it's followed by dessert.
That's a great question.
Visit omahasteaks.com today. Enter code PICKS at checkout to get $30 off your order. There's a reason why Omaha Steaks has been the leader of gourmet steaks and food since 1917. Visit omahasteaks.com. Use promo code PICKS at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. A minimum order may be required.
So is that 106 or 107 years ago?
It's 106 years ago. This is the 107th year of Omaha Steaks.
I always get confused with that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Thank God, this is the guy we trust with our numbers around here. Yes, Ebo.
I was just gonna say he doesn't do it anymore. But Stephen Cheah, what would you grade that ad read? You give him.
It was good.
You
Brandon always has like a natural way of talking around it with also integrating the talking points. So he's very good.
Can we get a score? Maybe.
Let's go 8.2.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Good job.
Very respectable.
Now, tomorrow I'm going to have you come in, and Marty's going to read the exact same ad.
Well, he's obviously going to know, so it removes the.
Fantastic.
No, it doesn't matter.
I don't. The problem is I almost integrate my stories into it too much.
Yeah. Let's see. What else you got for me, Ebo? You got a couple more props. Total interceptions in the game, over 1.5, plus 124. Yes, please. Actually, both quarterbacks throwing a pick.
Plus 124.
Yeah. You don't like that?
Or one throws two.
Yeah, one throws two. If Mahomes throws two, he's going to be throwing a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just over 1.5 interceptions for the game. Okay, a lot of discussion there. Thank you, boys.
Is there a sack prop for how many times Mahomes gets sacked?
I think sack props usually go up like a day or two before the game.
First scoring method, touchdown minus 190, field goal plus 160. That seems high for that.
What?
First score being a field goal is plus 160.
I was going to say I like that. That jumped out to
Seems
me.
like they're always feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And then safety for the first score is plus is 30-1.
It hit one time.
That happened Super Bowl
Hit
48.
twice.
Peyton Manning?
It's hit twice in the last like 10 years.
First
Tom Brady.
Not 10 years,
Tom
like
Brady
12 years.
intentional grounding.
There was the Giants Super Bowl and then the Denver one too.
That was the first score in the Giants Super Bowl?
Yeah, because they went up 9-0, I believe.
So it was 2-0.
Yes, it was 2-0, and then they scored.
2-0 is just a
Wild. And
it's
then
a hilarious
and then Peyton had the snap that went way over his head.
Yep.
Even
don't bring that up.
Patriots Rams Super Bowl first pass of the game interception, that was like biblically low.
Is that the worst Super Bowl of all time?
Yeah, it's up there.
Patriots
Which
Rams.
is a shame because it should have been
Ravens, Giants.
Patriots Saints.
What? You don't think that Patriots Rams Super Bowl was god awful?
Patriots Saints would have been a
Seahawks
fucking
Denver was
brawl.
horrendous.
It was at Seahawks then. That game fucking.
What about the
sucked.
Ravens and Giants?
I don't mind a blowout because it looks so dominant. That 13-3 was just fucking gross. The
Rams didn't
That
even
was
look
bad.
like they needed
It was
to be there.
bad.
Yeah. That was,
I still think just the fact that they at any point they could have made a play, like it could have been a game.
yeah.
Because especially with the Seahawks Denver, like it was like maybe let's see what happens second half. They returned the opening kickoff.
That Patriots
over,
team
game
just
over.
wasn't that good.
Again, I don't mind blowouts because it just shows you how dominant one team is. Like the Giants Ravens when it should have been a shutout.
Yeah.
I mean that was they were just fucking great.
And we had a blowout in the NFC Championship too. They were just that good.
No, they didn't know Jim Fossil passed.
You sons of bitches.
I know he passed. Jim Fassel?
Fossil.
It's Fassel.
It's Fossil.
I mean, no, it's not, but okay.
Not Fassel.
It's Fassel. I just said it was Fassel. He's my coach, not yours.
You don't get ownership rights over his. It's not Fassel.
Spelled Fassel.
It's spelled Fassel. I always said Fassel. I don't give a fuck. I was also like 9 when he was the coach. Not even. I was like 7.
You were old enough to say names right.
Uh,
It's definitely Fossil.
Marty doesn't even say names right now.
He doesn't know who we're talking about.
I was
I know what
9.
you're talking
He knows
about.
what
I was 9 years
Guys-
old when Rich Cotitti was there, and I still remember his name.
Rich Cotitti.
Rich Titty.
I know what you're talking about. I just like. I mean, I was 7.
Rich Titty.
Surprised he hasn't made like a comeback outside of like commercials. They
Kotai?
should just do something, anything.
I don't know. That's a name I haven't thought about in years.
The
Rich
worst coach of
Kotai.
all time.
Can I talk about some first basket stuff real quick?
Hell fucking yeah, brother.
All right, so shout out to, I don't want to give his last name away, but this guy David, who is a big stoolie.
Portnoy?
No.
Flatman?
No, definitely not him.
Williams?
No.
Okay.
But he helped create this database that is in a Google Sheet stock, and it gets auto updated daily. Booze, if you want to share just kind of the overview screen. So this is, I'm going to start doing first basket.
Jerk off when you see shit like this?
No.
I get literally anxiety when
Right, I
see this.
don't.
If you want to just make it like full screen. What it is.
That is full screen.
It takes our guys a little.
Oh, okay.
It was a
All
second.
All right. So what it is it outlines every team's tip win percentage, and then first field goal percentage. Then it shows their most common first attempt, which I almost think is more important than most common first field goal. So what I look for is who wins the tip the most. If you can maybe zoom in on the actual sheet.
We should bring
it could help.
the tips bet back.
We're in a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah. So what is really cool is I'll look at who won the tip the most, and I'll basically deduce the biggest difference. So
Yeah.
tonight, Milwaukee is playing. Who's Milwaukee playing tonight? They're playing someone really low. Charlotte.
Okay.
So Charlotte wins a tip 37% of the time. Milwaukee wins at 70%. So that's a massive delta. We're looking at a very strong chance of Milwaukee winning the tip.
It's delta and deduce. I got
Airplanes.
2 words that I could use.
From there, Giannis is the highest first field goal attempt, 22% of the time, and then Giannis and Drew Holiday make the first basket 14% of the time. So that's high level data. But wait, if you actually go,
We're still going.
if you go into a tab, it's not alphabetical. It's kind of towards the back half on the bottom.
Yeah.
It breaks it down by team. So it shows Brook
I
Lopez.
see it at the bottom, yeah.
Brook Lopez takes the tip. He wins it, obviously. We're talking about like 70% of the time. Something that stood out to me in looking at the first baskets for the last 14 games. Pat Connaughton has taken the first shot 5 times. So we're looking at about 35% Pat Connaughton taking the first shot. He's plus 650. So for me, I'm not going to officially make a pick because I'm not going to do this every day, but that's something that I look at as, wow, okay, Milwaukee's probably going to win this tip. There's a 35% chance that Pat Connaughton takes the first shot. That's interesting to me. That's plus 650.
I'm fucking exhausted.
So,
Can I
LeBron-
say something dumb?
Oh, you're better than anybody I know.
Yeah. So that, obviously, all those numbers is fantastic reason why the data does well, right?
Yeah.
I love just not knowing a goddamn thing, picking from my brain and being like, yep, I got it.
Not even your brain. It's just
It's just my gut.
yeah.
It's my stomach.
LeBron tonight, first basket is plus 350.
Yeah, it's
that's
low,
too-
but
yeah.
he is he's
He
prolific at it.
I think he's going to try to. Does he try to score 50 when he gets to the Garden?
No,
He doesn't?
he does not.
Oh, I thought.
I think they tried to
thought because especially because
He just tried to show out, I feel like, a little bit.
If you look at his stats at MSG, they're not what you would actually think.
Interesting. Hurry, I feel like he always shows out at the Garden.
Pat Bev is
Gordon always did.
he is addicted to getting tees right now, and it's awesome. He got another one last night.
Didn't he get thrown out?
Did he? I
Did the
saw-
camera one the other night, right?
That was against the Celtics, and then against the Nets. I knew.
I thought he got thrown out again. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was
I know
just
he got a tee. He's so fucking funny. I love it. Oh, and Drake just shouted out, "Roan."
LeBron has scored 30 points only 3 times in his last 11 games at MSG.
Wow.
I think he breaks it tonight. I think
So
his
he
last
plays there
3
once a
and
year?
half. Yes.
Well, when he was in the East, he would have played there twice a year, right?
Yes.
When's a date we can talk like 4 minutes of college basketball?
Right now? Well,
Well,
tomorrow.
no.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I'll let you have college basketball because I actually had a college basketball subject today.
What was it? Tease it.
It was I I can name the college basketball programs where if I give you the name, you think of one player immediately.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
There are 3 of them.
Do it. We got time.
BYU,
Jimmer.
automatic, right? You don't
Automatic.
think about anybody but Jimmer.
Only because I think
Sean
he's the
Bradley.
only Jimmer ever.
No.
You didn't
don't
watch
do
Sean
this.
Bradley play in college.
Don't do this. Don't fucking do this.
He's trying to ruin it for you.
How do you know? Who's the second overall pick?
Valpo.
Missionary Impossible.
Alpo.
Oh, y'all are too young.
We
Valpo,
got a guy now.
Who is the Bryce Drew?
Bryce Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only Valpo player anybody ever thinks about.
That's why
He's the one he hit. He hit
He had the big
one of the great buzzer
Show it
beaters.
every March Madness. They
I was gonna say he must be the buzzer beater guy. I don't know.
The
who
buzzer
it
beater
was.
guy, yeah. And
Great
then
play,
I think
great
maybe this one, San Diego State.
Kawhi.
Why?
You just immediately think Kawhi.
Yeah, I mean-
anybody else?
Yeah.
Falk for football. Yeah.
Because there are so many programs. Like I'm just going to say a team name, and we can do this tomorrow.
I know.
First player you think of when I say
All-purpose yards.
Kentucky.
John Wall. I don't know why.
It's going to be 5 different.
It could be a bunch of people,
It's going
but
to be 5
John
different
Wall.
answers, right?
Paul Mashburn.
You're the only one.
Mashburn's
So
reasonable.
I
I
was
think.
close.
You think that's reasonable? I think just buy
Someone like
I think
their
Tony
age.
Delk, but
He's
yeah.
a little older than us.
I
Yeah.
think recently there's so many people. You just be like, that's
All right, who? Duke.
my,
JJ.
Tatum.
Leitner.
Say Tatum.
that was
Only
just,
there 1 year.
this is in my head, but JJ would be my actual answer.
I think Leitner.
Yeah, same.
I'm older. Yeah. All right. See, that was a fun.
Oh, it is fun.
Flesh that out a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
How are the boys doing at bowling?
They're the worst bowlers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Jake Marsh bowls like how my mom taught me when I was 5, and just like carry a
Drop it.
suitcase.
Yeah,
said he
and
can't.
drop it.
Just let it.
He's got a wrist guard on. And
Does he?
That's smart for a long.
no, you would think he'd be good. If you have a wrist guard, you know you're good.
Yeah.
I think he's just smart.
No, he's horrible.
He said he's
Yeah,
been.
but he might have just. I could see him just buy. He bought one like yesterday.
Max
or
is
this week.
horrible. They're so bad.
I would
Bowling's hard.
love to do that challenge, and I would do it in under 3 hours.
I would do it under 3 hours too. They call me Marty 200.
First of all,
Me and Chase.
10 hot
I
dogs.
don't think either one of you.
Beers.
Yeah,
Bowl of 175.
Oh.
Easy.
easy.
But I don't
Max is
think-
throwing up.
I don't think the 10 hot dogs take off that many points, right? It's 5 points apiece.
I think it was 10. I thought it was 10.
5
I thought it was 10 pins a dog.
Can they not use their hands for this?
I think they're
They're only eating dogs.
they're probably doing something because they're so bad to try and hurry it up.
Oh, jeez.
That ain't hurting it.
'Cause even 10 hot dogs is a shit ton. You have to bowl at 200.
I eat 10 hot dogs in the yak.
That's hard. That's hard.
I ate 14 cupcakes like a fucking champ.
Yeah, but cupcakes and dogs are too. A dog and a bun.
I love
Dog
dogs.
and a bun is
That adds
tough.
Fucking love dogs.
Carbs will get you. They
There are people that don't come out
they fill you
alive
up.
from dog night.
I ate 3 dogs and 3 beers in under 3 minutes.
Marty Mush, what are your picks for tonight?
I was unbelievable last night.
Were me and Marty have the same card? We went 3-0.
Yeah, it never.
And they all were like lucky wins, kind of.
Never happens. Clemson -4, Miami -3.5, Duke -8, Arkansas -3.5 is my favorite play. Davidson +4, Kansas State. It's number 5 versus number 4, and Kansas is -8.5. That's crazy, and I think you just have to take them. West Virginia +2, Indiana +3, which goes against my system, and I also love Kentucky -7.5 against Ole Miss.
Big F?
BC +4.5, Virginia Tech +4. I like Kentucky and West Virginia as well. I'm on Maryland, Nevada +2.5, and I agree with Kansas. Kansas, I feel like it's
Have to.
that line's crazy.
Insane.
How is it so big? It has to be big for a reason.
All right, I've got the Knicks -3, which I actually added to your parlay and changed it from 285 to 525 or something like that. I got Pelicans +6.5 on the road. I believe they're at the Nuggets. And then it's Mississippi State under day, and I just don't know why nobody celebrates with me. I feel like this should be an auto bet for everybody at this point. It's something in 3, however many games they played in 3. That's how many it is.
Crazy.
I saw they're in the top 5 or 10 in the country in unders.
Yeah, it's something in 3. Go ahead.
Jalen Brunson under 6.5. Trust the data. Virginia Tech +4. Sends Canadians over 6.5.
Why are you what data tells you that he's going under?
Life.
That's not so. Trust the life.
The Indiana-Maryland game is, I don't understand.
Jay, you got anything
I just
else you
don't
wanna
trust
give us?
Indiana on the road.
No.
I got one pick, but I got to give it on the yak for the.
That's going to be your actual play today.
That's my single
individual.
play. Yes.
Okay.
Last night we hit Steph Curry over 5.5 boards.
That was nice.
Noted daily gambling show, the Yak.
Brutal bet.
Did it happen?
I do it for the likes.
It didn't happen on the last play, did it?
No.
You bet Steph Curry over rebounds?
Yeah.
It hit like beginning of the fourth quarter, right? It was pretty like.
No, it hit like 4 or 5 minutes left.
I just remember. That's why I didn't check for a while, and then I just checked, and he had like 8, and I was like, oh, like.
I didn't look at his stat. I had the Warriors -5, and they were up 6, and Poole missed a free throw, and he got an offensive rebound, which was ginormous for that.
Curry did?
Yeah. It was
Same
shocking.
player.
I know.
Oh.
But they were trying to not lose. They were trying to lose my mind.
Who would you want on your team for the rest of the season? Steph Curry or Nikola Jokic?
I guess it depends on who's on my team.
No, I'm
Started team from scratch.
yeah.
Probably Steph.
There
Thank
you go.
What does he know? He doesn't even watch
There
basketball.
you go. He's the only one that watches basketball here in the NBA. It's just a fact. No one else watches.
I watch it. I watch it a lot. I do. I
Really?
watch it.
Watch the Sixers go up 17 points last night.
Yeah,
The
lost to the
Magic.
Magic.
Blew that.
Fully healthy.
Think. Thanks, Steve.
Hello.
Paolo's fucking awesome.
Good.
He is.
What a number 1 pick. Because how's
Shed hasn't played, no?
he's not played, but how's Smith played? Bad?
Ryan Smith, he's okay. But
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
He's nowhere close to Paolo.
No, that's what's crazy because he was
He's not as
projected
not,
one
not nearly
early.
as athletic.
No. Is Jaden Ivey good?
I think he's okay.
Yes, but he's rough around the edges.
That's a rookie though. All right.
Paolo's not.
That's Detroit.
The Yak is up next.